What is up, all Gurus of Greatness fans? This is Chase Oliver 68 here with another video for you guys. Now, I don't know that we really have done DVD reviews on Gurus of Greatness. If you guys told by the title, you know what DVD I'm going to be reviewing. But I figured I would do a DVD review. I actually did want to dive in and review this DVD right away after I was done watching it. Technically, I didn't watch it on DVD. I watched it via YouTube. But it's a DVD review nonetheless. More the biography side of this DVD, not the matches side. So it probably won't have like the full grade, but with the grade I have it now, and with the matches that I've seen on this DVD so far, it seems like the grade would only be impacted by a little bit, not a lot. So this DVD, if you guys are wondering what it is, if you guys read the title, it's the Evolution of the Viper Randy Orton DVD. Now, many of you guys know from my own personal channel, if you guys are subscribed to me, I'm not a big Orton fan. Many have known, if you see Chris Phoenix's video that he has uploaded, of me ranting on Randy Orton, you know that I do not like Randy Orton that much. I'm not a huge fan of him. So you guys are probably wondering, did you just completely bash the DVD, say it was a load of bullshit? Did you hate it? Did you like it? What did you dislike? Did you just hate it overall? Well, actually, if you guys are following me on Twitter, which you guys should, twitter.com/ChaseOliver, or that little exclamation mark, number sign, whatever bullshit Twitter has, you would know that I posted a quick little review of my thoughts on the DVD, and I actually gave it a high grade, which I'll go over why I gave it a high grade at the end of the video. And I did enjoy this DVD. Just because it's a Randy Orton DVD doesn't mean I'm going to automatically hate it. It matters on how WWE produces the DVD to keep my enjoyment. And let me dive in. So, you know, the beginning of the DVD is kind of like any other WWE DVD. They talk about a superstar, and they kind of go over Randy Orton as a superstar today. And this is the point where it was kind of slow. It was just like, okay, I know who Randy Orton is today, but why is he like that today? Why is he this mature character? And then the middle and the ending point of this DVD really got me going. It really made me enjoy this DVD a lot more than what it was before, you know. So like I said, the beginning was just talking about him as a superstar, his feud with CM Punk. This was leading up to WrestleMania 27, and I was just like, God, I already know all this stuff. Why are they going over it? This is going to be a John Cena experience DVD where they just go over Randy Orton traveling to his road to WrestleMania. That would have just been, no offense, it wouldn't have been that good. But the fact that they were relating to his character today, to who he was in the past, was very interesting, especially when they got into the middle, talking about his Evolution days and how he was in Evolution. And what I liked about this DVD is, you know, how CM Punk always talks about how we're in this new era, the reality era. It felt very real. When you heard, normally when you see DVDs, when you have guys talk, like a Arn Anderson or a Harley Race, or if they ever make those DVDs, like the Legends, they always just praise the superstar and try to force the superstar down our throats and say he's the greatest guy of all time. But in this DVD, there's points where it was just like Triple H was kind of saying Orton was a prick, and that was cool, you know. The fact that Triple H actually related, saying, you know, Randy Orton wasn't the greatest young guy. He would always yell and get mad at Arn Anderson, telling Randy Orton, hey, you don't need to do these high impact moves, you're fine what you're doing, you know. That leads that to Rey Mysterio and whatnot, and Orton basically saying fuck off, and Arn Anderson even saying, you know, Orton felt kind of, you know, saying, you know what, I'm right and all this, and Randy Orton even admitting to himself, hey, I didn't really like what Arn told me, so I did it anyways. And, you know, it was very nice to see that realism in there, showing that, you know, some of the superstars kind of got pissed at Randy Orton in the past. They weren't the hugest Randy Orton fans. It wasn't like the greatest thing in the world to have Randy Orton as this young prospect going up, because Triple H even admitted in the DVD, Randy Orton felt like the more he gained, the more he had to lose as a superstar. And really, that was the case. It kind of was the case, because if you were a superstar in WWE and the more you're getting to the top, say if you fuck up or do anything, all that steam that you had, you lose it all. You're this guy, like, I'd hate to bring up his name, but his name is kind of like the same situation, even though I know what he did is completely wrong, as Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was a guy that many fans respected, had a lot in his career, and then we all know what he did, and all these rumors and accusations come up. We don't know the true story. I'm not going to go into it. That's another time for another video if you guys ever want me to make that. But his career went stumbling down. No one, like Benoit's name is forgotten. You know, he lost everything. And Randy Orton, you know, Triple H mentioned how he was gaining all this success very quick. Youngest world champion, longest reigning intercontinental champion in the past decade. You know, legend killer. He was gaining all this success. And he said the biggest downfall to Randy Orton was he was afraid to lose it all. And Randy Orton himself kind of put that behind and said, yeah, growing up it was hard. And they talk about more of the Marine discharge, and it showed his family. And I'm gonna go into Marine discharge, how he was hating the Marines, about how they were being bullies, and how he just didn't feel like this was what he wanted to do. And I kind of understand now why Randy Orton wanted to leave, but just because I'm a army brat, and just because what he did, in my opinion, is still wrong, I still don't like it. But I can understand why he wanted to leave the infantry. He didn't. It wasn't what he was expecting. He was expecting much more out of it. He was expecting like how different it was, And also, you mentioned DVD. He had no interest in the Marines whatsoever. I just asked the question: if you had no interest, really, why did you sign up? But it is what it is. So, it was cool that Randy Orton kind of admitted like he did wrong in his past, and he talked about the drugs and how he was thinking of suicide at one point, and that's kind of scary. It was just like, I hate Randy Orton. I'm not the biggest Orton fan, but the fact that someone would go out and say on YouTube or any band for whatever, saying that I want the superstar dead or to get injured, I never want that on a superstar. They talk about Randy Orton's shoulder injury, and it sucks. Shoulder injuries are a terrible pain, especially being a wrestler. Especially what the move Randy Orton does, the RKO, and some of the moves he does, that impacts his shoulder a lot. And I really do not want a superstar to get injured. That's bad, It sucks when you see a superstar injured. It just sets back their career, and that's what you never want. You always want new talent to be produced, for better or for worse. That's what I hate when people come on here and say, God, I wish Orton just popped out his shoulder again, It's funny when shit, like stupid shit happened where Orton like punches the mat and he hurts his shoulder, That's kind of like, what an idiot. He did that and he hurt his shoulder. But when it comes to the point like at Extreme Rules where he hurt his collarbone because Triple H threw him over the rug, that's just like, you don't want that to happen. You don't want any serious injuries to happen. I mean, if it's a minor pinch in the shoulder, it's kind of like, okay, that's fine. But when it comes to serious shit like that, that's where you don't want to happen. You don't want to see a superstar being helped out with the trainers, because that's when you start to worry about the superstar. And you definitely don't want to wish death on a certain superstar just because of something stupid like that, Just because I hate the guy, I'm not a big fan of Randy Orton, doesn't mean I'm going to fucking say, I wish Randy Orton died, was never born, It is what it is. So, it talked about how Orton's past was just killing on him. Like, he was a druggie. All he cared about was drinking and smoking, and he just wanted everything to be in his way, like be his way. And he was just sick and tired, and he hated himself as a human being. And it showed later on in the DVD. This is where I got interested. Was how his wife was feeling, and it showed more of how a family can help a superstar stay together in the role of a character. Because Randy Orton even talked about how in 2009 he was playing this psycho freaking character, that IED, in my opinion, Randy Orton's best work as a superstar. They showed how Randy Orton was playing this character of this angry guy in real life, and how he was angry on TV, and he talked about that's just a character. I go home, I'm different. I'm a lovable dad, and it showed in DVD how he would go home to his wife and his kid Ilana, and like play Disney fucking sorry with her, asking about the princesses. It just showed a different side of Randy Orton many people don't see, and I feel WWE needs to really do that more with certain superstars, to actually have people invest and care about that superstar more as just not only a superstar but as a human being. Not do these documentaries where they show their career like throughout, have superstars talking a blue screen saying like he had all the abilities and all this whatnot, and just have that, bring the realism involved and talk about that and go largely in depth with it, not just keep it like simple. Randy Orton going with the Marine stuff, I really thought they were going to keep that simple. They didn't want to make Randy Orton look bad. They fucking really made Randy Orton look like I'm not going to lie, piece of shit. They made him look like he was talking about how it's embarrassing. He's like, I don't know if I should talk about it, like just literally what I'm doing. But, I try to find ways to get discharged from the Marines. He admitted that. He said that he was walking around injured, fakely. And that's what I like. They bring realism. They show that he didn't like it there. And that's what I like. If you bring more realism, it invents more with the character. It makes people relate to him. And it shows how a family can really help a superstar. It really showed how Randy Orton was this guy. He was this dick. And his wife helped him, and then the birth of his daughter Ilana really saved him overall as a person. It really showed him the light of, this is my family and I can't really fuck up anymore. If I fuck up in real life, it doesn't only affect me, it affects my daughter, it affects my wife, and it really showed, I kind of compared his story of Randy Orton's with the drug overdose to the Eddie Guerrero story, where Eddie Guerrero, 2 drug overdoses, almost died and stuff like that. All these problems Eddie had in his life, and he gained divorce for it with his wife. That's a sad story. And this story, it didn't make me cry. It wasn't like the Eddie story where I was tearing up, but it was kind of like a little croak in my mouth. Like, damn, Randy went through some tough shit, and thank God he had such a great wife in Samantha to keep him in check. I really liked that. It really showed, and that's what I liked about the Eddie Guerrero. It went so in depth, and to the point where it was just like, this guy fucked up his career. And Randy Orton, although didn't literally fuck up his career like Eddie did, getting fired from the company and whatnot, it really showed that he was at that point where he could have went on to that huge downslope where we probably wouldn't even see Randy Orton anymore. And that was cool. I really liked that. And the fact that they made Triple H one of the centerfolds, they brought Batista in talking about Randy Orton, they brought all these guys talking about his attitude and how much it changed, it really showed. It was just like, you look at it now and you think of Randy Orton in the past, his attitude was a dick. There's always rumors about Randy Orton being a dick backstage. You take it as you will. You don't believe it or you do believe it. It is how you are as a fan. But really to show Triple H how much mature Randy Orton is, although we know about Kofi Kingston, so we don't know about that. But to show Triple H saying about Randy Orton, even Orton admitting himself that he gets pissed off at little things sometimes, it really showed like they really want to invest in the character of Randy Orton and actually show they do care about this character and they want us fans in general to care about this character, and that's what I liked. I really liked how WWE really tried to put that on our fans. It wasn't really too force feeding, but they tried it to the point where it was just enough to make you really do care about Randy Orton as a human being as well as a superstar. Now, am I an Orton fan now? Am I going to be doing the Orton pose? Am I going to be like, yes, go Randy Orton? No. It's my reason for not liking Randy Orton. Did I gain a little bit of respect for him as a person? Maybe, who knows? But just because of that doesn't mean I'm going to say full-blown on the Orton bandwagon. No. The DVD was enjoyable. They set it up great. They made it where, it was to the point where you could sit through this and watch it and enjoy it. And that's what I liked. So, overall, I gave the Randy Orton Evolution of Viper DVD biography a B. I thought that the beginning was kind of slow, just talking to him as a superstar. And at first going in, I was about to say, oh God, this is a John Cena Experience DVD. Like, they're not going to talk about anything in the past of his career. They're not going to talk about anything. They're just going to show Randy Orton what he's doing day by day. But the fact that they did go into the past and relate the past Randy Orton to the current Randy Orton really was interesting to see and show how much he probably has matured or is matured. We don't know yet, but overall, I just thought the DVD was very enjoyable. I like the realism to it. I like how it was produced. The matches, I haven't seen the matches. I don't think they would upload the matches. I'm pretty sure most of the matches you can find on YouTube. But from the match selections that they chose, the one match I do want to probably bitch at was the bragging rights match between Cena. Not the bragging rights match, breaking point match, where they make Randy Orton say I quit. I get it that it's his DVD, but why the fuck do you make him say I quit in his DVD? Doesn't that kind of just like show that it's kind of stupid in my opinion? I just didn't like it. I get it was one of the better of the two matches that they have had in that 2009 abortion of a feud, but still, I really think that they could have chose a better match instead of that one if they really want to do Cena. Why not that SummerSlam match? I already know you did on the Cena DVD, but come on. Orton at least had a good performance in that, but it is what it is. So anyways, this is Chase Oliver 68. You guys enjoyed this video, go subscribe to my channel in the link description down below. Subscribe to the Gurus of Greatness because in reality we're great. Follow the Gurus of Greatness on Twitter because, we're G Greatness for Life. I believe that's the Twitter name. Add me on Skype, Chase Oliver 68 if you want to talk more about wrestling. Twitter, Chase Oliver 68. And this is Chase Oliver 68 and I'm saying peace.